The Trump meme coin continues to decline, even as the overall market shows signs of recovery. Let's analyze some data that many may be overlooking. First, let's compare Trump's performance to other altcoins and determine if buying at this level makes sense. Currently, Trump is priced at $24.70, reflecting a 16% drop over the past week. It was among the worst performing cryptocurrencies in that period, with only PTY, Penguins, Fcoin, and Virtual Protocol performing worse. Meanwhile, some coins like Mantra, Onyx Coin, Bittenzer, and Jasmy Coin showed impressive gains, indicating a mixed market overall. However, Trump has notably underperformed. Looking at the long-term price chart, Trump peaked at $74 and has since dropped by 67%. Most of the profits were made within the first 15 hours of its launch. The Trump meme coin was launched on the Solana blockchain, meaning its liquidity is tied to Solana's performance. As Solana declines, so does Trump. When priced in SOL, the drop is slightly less severe at 60%, but the overall trend remains the same. Since its launch, altcoins as a percentage of the total crypto market haven't shifted significantly, they've declined slightly. This suggests Trump's decline isn't just due to a broader crypto downturn, as the market as a whole has remained relatively stable. I've covered the Trump token multiple times on this channel, with my first video appearing when it was still trading at $13. In crypto, early entry is key, but interest in Trump has been steadily declining. Over the past 24 hours, only 500 wallets have transacted with Trump on Solana. However, in the last 48 hours, over 6,000 people have searched for the Trump token, indicating some lingering interest, albeit much lower than before. There are two key factors at play here. First, early adopters always have an advantage. Those who entered the Trump market early had a significant profit opportunity, and whereas those who bought in later, particularly via credit card, saw less favorable outcomes. Second, the Trump token's launch facilitated a wealth transfer from U.S. investors to Asian traders. Due to the launch timing, many American investors entered late and suffered losses, while Asian traders profited. Analyzing price performance by trading hours further confirms this trend. For Bitcoin, price movements are relatively efficient throughout the day, but for Trump, the difference is stark. Asian traders who bought in early benefited, while European traders initially gained but then lost money. U.S. traders who entered when the token had already peaked experienced the worst losses. Essentially, this was a shift from inexperienced investors to seasoned crypto traders, and from U.S. investors to Asian investors. Looking at hourly trends, Trump's biggest losses coincided with peak YouTube traffic, suggesting that retail-driven attention leads to sell-offs by early investors and market makers. This isn't common for Bitcoin or other highly liquid cryptocurrencies, but is a typical pattern in inefficient retail-driven markets. Examining Trump's holder distribution, we see a downward trend in wallet numbers. Currently, 68,000 wallets hold Trump tokens, and while the decline has slowed, it's still ongoing. The number of wallets holding at least 40 tokens, worth $11,000 at current prices, has also dropped significantly. Larger wallets sold off much earlier than smaller ones, meaning retail investors, especially those in the US, bore the brunt of the losses. If we analyze even wealthier wallets, those holding $1 million or more, the pattern becomes clearer. These are mostly centralized exchanges and market makers. Meanwhile, the Melania token has seen even worse performance, with only 15 wallets buying at $1.79 in the past 24 hours, despite much higher interest at $13. This reflects a common trend. Retail investors chase hype, while market makers capitalize on it. The key question now is, what can drive the market higher? The crypto space is no longer expanding at the rapid pace it once did. Growth is increasingly driven by a few standout assets rather than broad-based gains. Looking at altcoins ranked between 101 and 200 by market cap, their performance has been relatively flat over the past month. The small overall gain is largely due to a handful of outliers. This makes it increasingly difficult to pick winning altcoins, especially if one holds a diversified portfolio of 5 to 10 different tokens. The likelihood of underperformance is high unless one gets extremely lucky. with picks like Toshi, Swiftcoin, or AIC. Instead of trying to pick winners, a more reliable strategy is to bet on declining prices.